Welcome to the broadcast of News Hour on Some TV, the pulse of the nation. You can follow us on Facebook at Some TV and on YouTube at Some TV Live. Now the major headlines. Inspector General of Police Igbetokun orders overhaul of police mobile force to restore core mandate and combat readiness. Algon seek FARC law amendment to secure local government's direct role in revenue allocation. Olubadan raises alarm over Ibadan-Iwo boundary violence linked to illegal mining activities. I am Esther Oka Stephen, and now the news in full. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Igbetokun, has ordered an immediate reorganization of the Police Mobile Force (PMF) to strengthen internal security and restore the unit's operational focus. Speaking at a meeting with PMF squadron commanders in Abuja, Igbetokun highlighted the need to align the PMF with its original mandate as a rapid response unit for emergencies and violent threats. He expressed concern over the increasing deployment of PMF personnel to non-core duties, such as escorting private individuals and VIPs, which he said has compromised the unit's effectiveness. Key reforms announced include the immediate withdrawal of PMF officers from unauthorized assignments, regularly quarterly training on ethics and professionalism, and maintaining combat-ready units across all squadrons. Commanders will also be held accountable for the conduct of their personnel and are expected to enforce discipline, human rights compliance, and operational excellence through proactive leadership. Igbetokun reaffirmed the commitment of the Nigerian police force to restoring the PMF as a dependable tactical unit. He also unveiled plans for new leadership strategies and capacity building initiatives to meet modern security challenges. The IGP acknowledged the support of President Bola Tinubu and international partners in enhancing PMF's capabilities and urged all commanders to embrace the reforms of a professional and moral obligations. In a related development, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. Kayode Igbetokun, has cautioned host communities against granting large loans to police officers posted to their areas, represented by Kogi State Commissioner of Police, Mila Dantawayi, at the commissioning of a new divisional police headquarters in Imane Olamaboro local government area. Igbetokun warned that such loans could be financially burdensome for officers to repay. He urged residents to maintain the donated facilities and foster cooperation with deployed personnel to enhance local security. Governor Usman Ododo, represented by Deputy Governor Joel Onyibo, commended the initiatives and expressed the importance of synergy between communities and the police in intelligence gathering. The donor, Dr. Peter Ali, expressed hope that the new edifice would symbolize collective commitment to safety and development. National Security Advisor Malam Nuhu Ribado has condemned the killing of over 72 people in Ukum and Logo local government areas of Benue State on Good Friday, calling the attack a national tragedy and an act of evil. Speaking at a stakeholders meeting in Makudi, Ribado assured the people of Benue State that the federal government was committed to ending insecurity, noting that President Bola Tinubu had expressed solidarity with the state acknowledging that similar security challenges were faced across the country. Ribadu emphasized the importance of unity and confronting such evil acts and reiterated the government was working to improve security despite the challenges of covering every remote area. Benue Governor Hycinth Alia described the killing as part of an ongoing siege that has devastated the state's economy and displaced thousands, with 17 IDP camps currently operational. He called for increased support from security agencies, acknowledging the assistance already provided by the president. The Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, has called for an amendment of the law establishing the Federal Account Allocation Committee (FAC) to formally include local government representatives in revenue sharing deliberation. ALGON Secretary General Mohammed Abubakar made an appeal during an interview, stressing that local government chairman deserves a seat at the table where national funds are allocated. Abubakar noted that despite consensus with state governors and commissioners on opening commercial banks' accounts for direct receipt of allocation, local governments remain sidelined from FAC meeting due to legal constraints. He cited resistance from some state officials who urged and argued that the current FAC law excludes local governments, a position Abubakar believes must change through legislative amendment. The demand follows a Supreme Court ruling in July 2024 mandating direct payment of federal allocation to the 774 local government councils. However, implementation has been delayed as the Central Bank of Nigeria requires councils to submit 2 years of audited financial statements before opening accounts for direct funding. The Olubadan of Ibadan Land, Oba Owolabi Olakunleyin, and the Olubadan in Council has raised alarm over renewed violence along the Ibadan-Iwo boundary, attributing the unrest not to land disputes but to mining activities in the region. This was disclosed in a statement following a stakeholders meeting at the residence of Otun Olubadan, Oba Rashidi Ladoja, signed by Adeola Oloko and Mogaji Nuruddin Akinede. The statement highlighted growing insecurity, including killings, kidnapping, and property destruction in the Ogburo corridor, allegedly linked to mining operations reportedly backed by influential figures in Osun State. Stakeholders lamented the displacement of the Ologburo instilled by the Olubadan, as an attack on public property, and the takeover of Oyo-built facilities by Osun authorities. They urged government intervention, promising continued monitoring and public updates. Present at the meeting were senior Ibadan chiefs, retired security officers, and representatives of traditional institutions and local communities groups. A devastating fire outbreak has turned bustling business hub around Union Bank roundabout in Gombe into ashes, leaving traders and workers counting heavy losses. As victims cries out over losses worth over 200 million naira, the impact is also being felt by customers who depend on them for daily supplies. Some TV correspondent Kamal Amajo files in the report.
raised several shops around Union Bank roundabout in Gombe, leaving business owners to the hands of fate. Incidents which occurred around 2 p.m. on Saturday completely engulfed the affected building before the arrival of fire service. The cause of the fire remains unknown at the time of filing this report. Victims who spoke to some TV include Latifa Bamilola, a supplier of hybrid feed, and Izzuddin Abdullahi, who operate a printing business, lamented losses running into over 200 million naira.
So far, because we used to take our stock balancing our account every day. The goods that was in the shop as at yesterday morning was about 74 million naira. So, and now we can't even account for 10 million naira. The loss is so huge. You can see the feed on the ground. No customer can buy it in this condition. We don't have any insurance. So that's where the issue is. There's no insurance. We don't have any hope, but we just hope on Allah to just do the best.
It's a lot. It's too much. I can't say, but it's more than 100 million of what?
Staff of Musa Digital World Limited also expressed deep concern over the situation, saying the ordeal has thrown their lives and those of their families into uncertainty as they depend solely on the job for survival.
My name is Mohammed Amin Jibrin and I'm the secretary of Musa Digital World Limited. Well, Musa Digital World Limited is a nylon producing company and a printing company. We deal in anything printing, be it in paper, in leather, and the production of leather itself. It's a company that engages the services of youth. More than 50 people are working on that Musa Digital World.
I'm speechless, seriously, because what happened now, I don't even know what to think. This company is the only place that I used to take care of my family and my parents. I'm calling the government, please, they should come and help us.
It is estimated that nearly 100 youth have lost their means of livelihood, with hybrid feed and Musa Digital World alone employing over 50 workers.
It's around 40 to 50 because we are doing two shifting, morning and night. So morning is around 20 people and evening is around 20 people. And there's other part, so around 10 people.
We have 4 staffs.
Also speaking, some customers narrated that the ordeal will greatly affect their businesses as they rely on supplies from the affected shops.
My name is Marzouk Ali Garba, CEO of G-Sun Table Water. Actually, it will affect my business because I used to buy my raw materials from him. So without raw material, you see, I cannot make any production actually. So definitely now, I'm not even making production because the accident happened yesterday when I'm there. I went to purchase some raw material from him, but unfortunately I'm not able to do it because of the incident.
The victims are calling on the government and well-meaning individuals to come to their aid in this time of distress.
We are calling on the government to please kindly look at the situation. They should come into this situation we found ourselves so that we'll have a way of continuing our job.
So I'm calling out to government or philanthropists to please help us. The loss is so huge. If we can get help whatsoever, we'll be very, very grateful. Because as at now, we don't know the fate of our business. You can see the feed on the ground. No customer can buy it in this condition.
Kamal Hamado, Sum TV News.
Still from Gombe, 5 worshippers in Gombe State died in a fatal Easter Monday crash involving a speeding truck in Bellary. The victims were returning from a religious gathering. The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, appealed for calm as investigations continues. Authorities confirmed 18 people were involved, with 5 dead and 13 injured. The truck was set ablaze by angry residents. The police intervened and arrested the driver. Officials urged against spreading false figures and assured the public that the situation is under control. In response to the tragic incident on Monday crash in Bellary, Gombe State, where 5 worshippers lost their lives at a fatal accident involving a speedy truck, the state governor convened an urgent security meeting. The meeting focused on ensuring public safety and addressing concerns raised by the incident. Some TV correspondents files in the report.
Following the recent tragic incident during the Easter celebration in Piliri local government area, Gombe State Governor Muhammadu Inuwa convened an emergency security council meeting at the government house. Briefing journalists after the meeting, the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Barrister Zubairu Muhammad Umar, expressed condolences to the families of the deceased on behalf of the council. He reveals that the council has resolved that henceforth, any organization intending to organize a procession must notify security agencies ahead of time.
Extend the condolence of the council and the government and people of Gombe State over the death of some people and the injury to others. After the sympathies, council advised government to support the families of the deceased and to bear the cost of the treatment of those that have been injured. Furthermore, the council to hold processions throughout the state should inform security agencies prior to holding this procession so that the security agencies will give them adequate security cover and proper protection.
Barrister Zubairu further disclosed that prior to any major celebration, the Security Council will meet to strategize and ensure a peaceful and heat-free festivity across the state.
As a result of the foresight and to stem future occurrence, the Council resolves that it shall be meeting prior to any festival that will take place in the state. Days before an event or any festival, the Council will sit down and strategize as to how to control the traffic, how to control the crowd, and how to make sure that the procession moves seamlessly without any incident that will be negative to the peace and security of the society.
The incident, which occurred in the early hours of Monday during an Easter procession, claimed several lives, while many others are currently receiving treatment in the hospital. From Government House Gombe, Kamal Hamajo, Sum TV News.
Well-being. Imagine yourself settling into a plush armchair, the aroma of essential oils and freshly brewed coffee filling the air. Expert stylists meticulously craft your perfect look, whether you're seeking a bold modern style or a classic timeless cut. Beyond the perfect haircut, indulge in a revitalizing manicure or pedicure. Our skilled technicians use only the finest ethically sourced products, ensuring a truly pampering experience for your skin and the planet. Enjoy a refreshing drink, a mojito, chamomile tea or something bubbly while you unwind in our relaxing atmosphere. Looking to socialize? Challenge friends to a game of table tennis or snooker in our convivial relaxation area.
Going to Taraba State, stakeholders led by Honorable M.J. Umar, Executive Chairman of Sardauna Local Government, and Chief Barrister G.T. Katab, Secretary to the Taraba State Government, recently visited the ongoing Gembu Umangayang Lip Road project. The inspection, which included top state officials, focused on various sections of the road, particularly the River Wukari Bridge, with stakeholders expressing satisfaction with the progress and quality of work being executed. Some TV correspondent completes the story.
Projects. Stakeholders tour ongoing Gembumbamga Yang Lip Road construction. Honorable M.J. Umar, Executive Chairman of Sardana Local Government, led stakeholders from the Mambila Plateau to conduct an inspection tour of the ongoing Gembumbamga Yang Lip Road project as part of effort to assess the progress so far. The delegation was headed by the Secretary to the Government of the State, Barrister Gibbon Timothy Katabs, Dengui Mambila and Jagaban Gashaka, alongside top government officials from across the state. The team visited various sections of the road under construction, along which was the River Okare Bridge, and expressed deep satisfaction with the pace and quality of work being executed. During the inspection, the SGS who engaged with the engineers and contractors on site commended their professionalism and the quality of work done, urging them to maintain the standard and ensure timely completion of the project. Also speaking, Honorable M.J. Omar described the project as a lifeline for the people of Sardana and the entire Mambila Plateau, emphasizing its significance for economic growth, ease of transportation and social development in the community. The stakeholders expressed their profound appreciation to the federal government for awarding the multi-billion naira project and extended special gratitude to Barrister Omar Bangari, Chief Registrar of the Court of Appeal Nigeria, for his instrumental role in lobbying for the project.
Ghana Zulum on Tuesday flagged off the construction of a 16 billion naira flyover and of the 7.1 kilometer Tansan-Kano Highway in Maiduguri. At the groundbreaking ceremony, Zulum stated that 50% of the project cost had already been paid, assuring there would be no cost variation. He urged contractors to uphold quality standards and deliver the project within the set of time frame. Commissioner for Works Mustapha Gubio disclosed that the flyover, a 9-span bridge measuring 600 meters, would be completed in 4 months, while the road is scheduled for completion in 8 months. He added that all necessary soil and structural tests had been completed and compensation requirements were minimal. Pope Francis' body was moved on Wednesday morning in a solemn procession from St. Martin's House in Vatican residence to St. Peter Basilica, where the public can now pay their final respects. Until this point, only cardinals, members of the Curia, and Vatican staffs had access to his remains. Tens of thousands of mourners are expected to visit ahead of his funeral and burial scheduled for Saturday, which will be attended by global dignitaries. The 88-year-old pontiff, who died of a stroke and heart failure on Easter Monday, had been in declining health. In accordance with his wishes, he will not be buried in St. Peter's Basilica, but rather in the smaller Basilica of St. Mary Major in Rome. Several Nigerian security and civil defense corps officers have been detained over allegations of extorting 5.2 million naira from a group of young travelers between Ado-Ekiti and Akure. The action followed a directive from the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, after a various social media posts exposed the incident. NSCDC Commandant General Dr. Ahmed Audi ordered the immediate detention and transfer of the officers to the Corps headquarters in Abuja for a full investigation, describing their conduct as unprofessional and in violation of the Corps Code of Ethics. Odi assured that anyone found guilty will be sanctioned under public service rules. He also urged the public to continue cooperating with the cause by reporting misconduct. Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Abubakar Bagudu, has clarified that the newly inaugurated Presidential Committee on Population and Housing Census is distinct from the National Population Commission (NPC), which holds the legal mandate to conduct census in Nigeria. Speaking at the committee inaugural meeting, Bagudu explained that the ad hoc body was established to advise on funding strategies, institutional coordination, and practical timelines for the upcoming census. He stressed that appointments to the committee were based on members' official roles, and its scope include reviewing the census budget, exploring funding sources, evaluating NPC's preparations, and proposing a realistic census date. President Tinubu tasked the committee to submit initial recommendations within 3 weeks. The formation of the committee followed the NPC's February 2025 briefings on its readiness to conduct a digital, biometric-enabled census, proposing a 949 billion naira budget for the exercise. Members of the All Progressive Congress APC in Ojokoro LCDA, Lagos State, staged a protest on Tuesday against the alleged imposition of candidates for the July 12 local government election by party leaders and Speaker Modishiru Obasa. The protest, which followed a similar demonstration on April 14th, saw supporters of chairmanship aspirants march from the party secretariat to the council secretariat, voicing their opposition to outsiders' candidates. Protesters carried placards and with slogans such as "We want people from within, not outsider," and "No imposition. Obasa is forcing on us." Protest leaders Olusegun Akinoso emphasized that all aspirants should be given a fair chance to contest, noting that imposing a leader was unfair and against the principle of democracy. He linked the situation to President Bola Tinubu's participation in parties' primaries, stressing that local aspirants should also be allowed to test their popularities. Other leaders of the protest echoed similar concern, calling for the selection of a candidate who is familiar with the people. Ojokoro LCDA chairman Ahmed Tijani addressed the protesters, assuring them that no candidate would be imposed and that meetings were still ongoing to resolve the issues. APC chairman Jelili Oseni also assured the protesters that those who had worked for the party would be rewarded and there would be no imposition. The Abia state government has announced measures to address the concern of the Nigerian Union of Teachers and prevent the impending strike. The Nigerian Union of Teachers are threatening to go on an indefinite strike beginning Thursday due to unresolved issues, including the non-implementation of the teachers' salary structure and the 65 years retirement age policies. During a press briefing in Umuahia, Information Commissioner Oke Kanu emphasized that the government was committed to workers' welfare, citing regular salaries payment and the state implementation of the 70,000 naira minimum wage. He also refuted claims that the government was neglecting teachers highlighting reforms such as increasing the retirement age of teachers to 65 and providing compensation packages for those who had left teaching due to unpaid salaries. Kanu stated that the government was actively engaging with the Nigeria Union of Teachers leadership to resolve any outstanding issues and reaffirmed the administration's commitment to the motivated teaching workforce. A new terrorist group, Mahmuda, has intensified attack on communities in Kwara and Niger State. On Sunday night, they targeted Ilasha Buruba in Kwara, killing 4 Fulani individuals, a vigilante, and a 19-year-old boy. The group has been active in several areas including Kiama and Tenabo, with suspicions on their links to Boko Harams. The attacks were believed to be reprisal against vigilantes cooperating with security forces. Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak of Kwara State visited affected areas to assess the situation and strengthen cooperation with security agencies. Mahmuda, originating from Niger State, has been active for over 5 years, occupying Kenji Lake National Park. While the Kwara police denies the group's existence, security experts urge stronger measures to address tourism in the region. Niger State Governor Umar Bago has imposed a dusk to dawn curfew in Minna due to increasing killings, with potential extensions of other areas. The curfew targets motorcycle and tricycle used by criminals. This follows fresh attack by herdsmen in Benue, which left 11 people dead. Governor Bago pledged to lead operation to root out criminals and demolish properties harboring them. The Nigerian Bar Association in Plateau called for state-run police force, while former president for failing to address security concerns. Tensions continue to rise among Nigeria's opposition parties over proposed coalition efforts. Former SDP presidential candidate Prince Adewale Adebayo has accused ex-Vice President Atiku Abubakar for former Governor Nasir El-Rufai of trying to hijack the Social Democratic Party for personal political battle against President Bola Tinubu. Adebayo insisted the SDP will not serve as a tool for what he called a conspiracy and robbery. Speaking in Abuja during a private event, Adebayo emphasized that any coalition must be genuinely people-driven, not led by disgruntled former APC members. He also confirmed his plans to run the president against in 2027. In related development, PDP elder statesman Chief Olabode George criticized Atiku for not consulting party leadership before initiating coalition talks and visiting former President Muhammadu Buhari. Atiku media team responded, stating the visit was a personal post-Salah courtesy, not a political mission. We are taking a break now. We'll be right back. Please don't go away.
Connect with yourself and leave feeling confident, truly pampered and beautifully you. DY Scott is more than just a salon. It's an experience that nourishes your mind, body and soul. Find us at Roadblock Jalingo, Kona Road, or call 081-4563-6195 to book your appointment today. DY Scott, where style meets serenity.
Welcome back. Bandits have reportedly imposed a 60 million naira levy on at least 12 communities in Zamfara state, accusing them of aiding recent military operations that disrupted their hideouts. The affected villages include Kolomo, Zagado, Makini, Yalwa, and others. Residents fear severe installation if the demand is not met. With some already abducted, community leaders and local sightings a local of protection are urgently appealing to the government for intervention. No official response has been issued by the military or state authorities. The incident underscores the persistent insecurity in Nigeria's northwest region. UNICEF has urged the Kano state government to declare a state of emergency on polio and routine immunization following a resurgence of cases. At a media dialogue held ahead of World Immunization Week, UNICEF's Rama Farah, represented by Michael Bade, expressed concern over 18 polio cases across 9 states, including 3 in Kano, Warawa, Bankura, and Nasarawa local government areas. UNICEF emphasized the media's role in countering misinformation and called for political will, timely funding, and active involvement from local government chairmen and community leaders. Kano Immunization Officer Saadatu Ibrahim confirmed raising cases of vaccine-derived poliovirus, underscoring gap in routine and supplementary immunizations efforts. The state aimed to vaccinate over 4.1 million children. Similarly, UNICEF has raised an alarm over a polio outbreak in Jigawa State, confirming 2 cases of Adijay and Sule Tankaka. At the media event in Duse, UNICEF urged the state government to declare a state of emergency on polio and immunization, calling for the release of counterparts funding and mobilizing community leaders for support. The organization stressed the importance of routine immunization and combating vaccine misinformation. Additionally, a campaign to vaccinate 1.9 million children is scheduled for April 26 to 29, 2025, using the Identify, Enumerate, and Vaccinate strategy with strong community and stakeholders' involvement. That's all for this edition on News Hour. Some TV is a 24-hour TV station. Before we go, here is a recap of the major headlines.